What's up, guys? Welcome to your 178th Android tutorial for the new Boston. What we're going to do in this tutorial, we're basically going to draw our triangle to the screen. Well, we're actually going to look at our triangle because it's already drawn there. We just have to find it. And in the last tutorial, again, all we did is we just set up our viewport. We set up like, where we want it to be visible and all that good stuff. And now we're actually going to basically tell our camera to look at a specific point. And we also want to set it to model mode. So what we're going to do within our onDraw frame is after we call the clear method, we're just going to say gl matrix mode again. Oops, gl matrix mode, and this time we're going to set it equal to the gl10 class dot gl underscore model mode. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to call that load identity method. So we're just going to say gl load identity. And now what we have to do is we have to tell our camera where we want it to be in 3D space and which direction we want it to look. So how we're going to do that is we're going to refer to a class called GLU, and we're just going to say .glu look at, and the first parameter just takes in which GL object we're looking at, GL10 object. Again, that's what's being passed into our class. And then we have to set where we want the camera, where the eye level is going to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we want it to be on the x-axis, so we're just going to set that equal to be 0, the y-axis 0, the z-axis we're going to pull the camera back into basically us, not into the screen but away from the screen. So we're going to say like -5 or something like that. Then we have to tell it where we want it to look at. Again, our triangle was pretty much in the center, so we're just going to say 0, 0, 0. Basically the origin of our 3D space. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set our up values to 0, then like 2 and 0. Something like that. And now when we render it, it's basically setting our camera up again at this position 0, 0, -5, and it's looking in this direction. And that's how we kind of set it up, and then we're going to draw our triangle. So let's make sure it works real quickly. So as you can see, it kind of looks a little bit off, but that's fine for now. And I kind of wanted to just show you guys that example because we set up our frustum a little bit differently than we should. Right here we've kind of skewed our bottom and our top a little bit. So just to change that, we're going to change this to 1. So we have a -1 bottom and a +1 top. And now let's render it and see how that looks. So again, OpenGL, you can kind of render stuff pretty much however you'd like. You can set up the camera, you can set up the perspective that it's at, all that good stuff. And it's pretty pretty impressive. And there we go, we have a better rendered triangle where it's not kind of skewed and it's not up higher, it's kind of more balanced in the center. So there we go, it looks a little bit better. So I'd recommend you guys just playing around with some of the values that we set up and see if you can get looking the way that you want. Again, we can move our let's say we want to move our z value back to -10. That'll kind of look like it's scaled down, or we're further away. And just quickly, I want to show you one more render for this tutorial, and then we'll either get into texturing this triangle or we'll get into 3D programming with a square of some sort. And as you can see, again, we're zoomed further back out. Before we were at -5 and now we're at -10, and again we set up this z value to refer to anywhere from 1 away to 25 away. So if we went up to like -24, or even let's go -30, it won't even appear on our screen. And as you can see, when we're at -30, it's not even appearing on our screen because that's of the frustum that we set up. We only had it within 25 away. So if we did something more like -23, it's going to be really small, but at least we can still see it. But if we move further than that frustum value that we set up in our z direction, z far, then it's not going to render if we go further than that distance. So there's a little bit more explanation on the frustum, and see that now we can still see the triangle is far away, but if it goes any further back, or actually it could probably go 1 further back, but if it goes further than that, it's just going to not even render that triangle, and we aren't going to worry about it. So that's kind of what the frustum did that we set up in the last tutorial. Again, we're just setting our camera here so we can even change perspectives, you know, like moving up 5 as well or something like that. Again, I just play around with the values, get comfortable with these commands and these methods that we set up, and try and render it the way that you'd like. But we'll get into some more methods, what we can do, how we can like rotate around this object and all that good stuff. As for now, we're probably done, and we're going to start building our cube, I'm guessing. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good one.